While many of us are already wishing for cooler temperatures, there's 4 more days to survive before the colder temperatures come, including the hottest portion of this heat wave. This is going to be a quick update, and I am going to be including a timeline on this for the next 4 days. As always, I'll go over the National Weather Service watches and warnings. The excessive heat warning for Northwest Oregon and Southwest Washington has been extended now till Tuesday at 10 p.m. And red flag warnings have also been popping up for Central Oregon and in the Washington Cascades. However, none yet for the Northwest Oregon lowlands, Cascades, and Coast Range. That's not to say there isn't going to be one in the future, because this hot temperatures will dry out our vegetation, especially the understory, which is the most dangerous portion for starting fires. Onto the general timeline, and the timeline is pretty much going to be the same every day, so I decided to do a simple version of this and just give a sample high of 102 degrees for this. So, Portland starts out at 70 degrees, give or take a degree or two for the low temperature, and Corvallis 64 degrees. Now, the reason why Portland starts at a higher temperature than Corvallis is because the urban heat island for the Portland metro area is far larger. The urban heat island affects low temperatures far more than high temperatures. Therefore, Corvallis typically is about 5 to 8 degrees colder during the summertime than Portland is on average. So, that does mean Portland doesn't need to warm up as quickly to get this high of 102 degrees, with it being about 75 degrees at 8, in the mid 80s at 11, approaching 100 degrees at 2 o'clock, and then that 102 degree high at 5 o'clock before slowly cooling down, still being the mid 90s at 8, in the 80s at 11, and then finally some relief in the early morning hours when most of you are sleeping. In comparison to Corvallis, right around 70 degrees at 8 in the morning, a little bit above 80 degrees at 11, and by 2 p.m., it's almost caught up with Portland with the high of, or the temperature of 97, and then the high of 102 at 5 p.m., and cools off quicker because by 11 p.m., it'll already be in the lower 70s. Now, onto our 7-day forecast, and I'll start with Corvallis slash the southern Willamette Valley. I'm expecting 4 more days in the triple digits. Corvallis got to 100 degrees today. Eugene got to 101 degrees, and I'm expecting right around the same temperature, maybe a degree warmer today. Add another degree on Sunday before holding that on Monday, and cooling down a little bit on Tuesday, especially as onshore flow starts for areas like Corvallis or Sheridan. They'll be a little later for areas that aren't in a coast range gap. It'll cool off substantially on Wednesday, though, especially Wednesday morning, with the low temperature down in the mid 50s, and then cooling off a little bit more Thursday and Friday, though still staying above average. Now, in the Portland metro area, I'm expecting temperatures to be at about 100 degrees today before warming up each day as we go into Tuesday, and I'm now expecting a high of 104 degrees on Tuesday before substantially cooling off on Wednesday. And Thursday and Friday, I am not expecting it to hit 90 degrees at this time. Lows in the Portland metro area will be right around 70 degrees, a little bit on the colder side as you get further out from the urban center. So that's going to be it for this video. Tomorrow, in addition to the forecast, I do have planned to go over her streaks, and specifically the record long streaks for her heat in the Willamette Valley, using Portland, Salem, and Eugene, the 3 sites with the most data. So be on the lookout for that. I will talk to you all then. But until then, stay cool and